don't, you have a strike. Closer to the mystery box.
I went in the mystery
try
box last time.
You're going to go again.
Just add every 3 weeks, put Ryan 3 strikes.
No. Strikes. Yeah. So here's what it is. Ahmad found this fantastic little ice cream shop in Chinatown and said, you know what? This looks like something that we need to have on Try It Tuesday. Ahmad, tell us all about how you found it.
So I love Red Circle after a date night. Chinatown is my favorite place to go for a date night. And so I walked in one day. I had it, loved it, followed them on Instagram, and I noticed they post crawfish ice cream every crawfish season.
And then you're like...
I hit her up. She responded within 10 minutes, like, let's do it. And Nikki's here.
So wait, are you telling us?
Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Good morning, Nikki.
Good morning, H-Town. Go
Yeah.
Cavs!
So, Amara,
you have
you've never tried this, right?
No, I've never tried it, but I want to.
So you have so Nikki, your ice cream shop opens at 3 o'clock every day, obviously, because who's eating ice cream for lunch at 10 a.m.?
Right.
I think a lot of people would for breakfast.
I don't know.
No.
I just
I don't know
consider
about
that.
And so your hours are 3 to 10, 3 to 11, and you have all different kinds of flavors. You like to try different kinds of stuff, but the crawfish thing is more like a kitschy seasonal item.
It's
You
a
don't have this all
seasonal
the
for
time.
during crawfish season.
And how did you come up with this idea for a fusion?
So, we're in the South, so we love ice cream. We can eat that by the pounds, right? So one night, I'm eating crawfish at night, sauce is dripping down my fingers, and I've got like an epiphany. Oh my God, crawfish ice cream. And all the people I was eating with was like, no, it's blasphemy. No, don't do it, don't do it.
Blasphemy.
But then in my mind, I was like, you know what? I can do this.
Now, what type of ice cream? Is it like a vanilla mixed with it? Or?
No, it's crawfish ice cream. We actually brew it down and
my
cook
God,
all the
like the boiled
seasonings,
spices?
boil everything down.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Well, we got
I
a
don't
secret.
know.
Yeah, but
I don't know, Nikki. I don't know.
it's savory and sweet. But you know what brings it all together?
What?
Butter.
Okay.
Lots and lots of butter.
Oh, girl, I
Because to
don't
bring
know. I
that
think
sweet
I'm
and
worried.
savory element together,
Okay.
it's fantastic.
Now, I see
All right,
you
well,
put
she
a
has-
crawfish on it.
And we top it with the crawfish. It's
A boiled
seasoned.
crawfish, yes.
Yes.
It's tickling me.
Yeah.
These are massive crawfish, too.
Yes,
And these are
love-
babies.
Let me give you a visual because you'll see it later on digital or our pictures. Because I've taken pictures too at Radio Roula. I'll post those in a second. But you have done a great job with your presentation because she brought us all little red trays and she brought us all like the perfectly
Red
scooped
circle.
cups of ice cream
Art.
with the crawfish on top. We have some other ones that are palate cleansers, like a real like Biscoff Oreo banana pudding ice cream, which is a sweet one.
Oh, that sounds good.
So the boiled crawfish, the size is fantastic. And I gotta say this: people that have never eaten crawfish or they get really intimidated by crawfish, there are all these different sizes of crawfish, and there's a way you're supposed to open it, and your way you're supposed to pull out the membrane. You eat the crawfish tail, and either you suck out the guts or not, eat the claws, whatever. This is a very nice sized crawfish.
It's huge.
And we recommend you not only peel the tail and suck the heads, but scoop it into the crawfish ice cream.
Wow.
I cannot.
And that
the
will
basic
bring it
is-
all together.
Now listen, tell me, Nikki, because I was thinking this is like a vanilla-based ice cream that
Oh,
you
no,
put
ma'am.
spices in. It is
No,
not
ma'am.
vanilla-based.
Not vanilla, not even close. It is crawfish through and through. That's the only way to do it.
Okay, I'm taking the crawfish off of my ice cream.
All right.
And I'm
me too.
placing it on the paper napkin.
You're not
going
going
to
do what she just said?
No, I'm going to try the ice
Try
cream
the ice cream first, and then I
So
recommend
I'm
you
gonna
dip
take a
the crawfish
scoop.
with it.
Okay,
Okay.
hold on. We're all going to try it. Let me
You got
smell
a pretty
it.
good sized scoop there.
It
I mean,
Does it
the
smell?
smell is 100% the crawfish
It hits you
boil.
hard, right?
Whoa.
It's intense. It's robust.
Okay.
Right.
Rolla just took a big scoop. And
And
the face.
It tastes like crawfish
Let's see.
ice cream.
Wow.
I love
something.
your faces on here. The
Holy
reaction
crap.
is that there you go.
It is crawfish.
It's crawfish. It's not chocolate.
No.
Definitely no.
Not vanilla, not
Not
chocolate.
vanilla.
Eric is not looking like he's doing
But
well.
tell me more about
Eric
this
doesn't like
Biscoff
crawfish,
Oreo
though.
ice cream.
Well,
I
you
know
know,
my palate cleanser.
It's an
I think
acquired taste.
Erica-
It's an acquired taste, Nikki. I'll tell you that.
Eric needs something to
you know,
spit.
we a lot of our customers.
That was the grossest thing I've ever had. No offense.
No, not taken.
The
But you know
grossest thing
what?
I've ever had in my life.
But you know what? We have a lot of folks that come in and have our crawfish with a milkshake, and they love it. So there's really no middle ground. It's either you love
Love
it,
it or
or
hate it.
you just hate it, and we've expected that.
If you love
know?
crawfish,
if you love crawfish,
You're going to like
It's
this.
spot on to
You'll love it.
crawfish.
Yeah, it's a conversation piece, and that's what we're about. Red Circle Ice Cream
Yeah,
is about
fun.
eat ice cream, live happy, bringing people together, and that's what we're about. Bringing conversations that you would never have with a total stranger, and
you
that's the reactions
totally.
we're getting.
And you said you every day you have like 8 different types.
We always rotate our flavors as
And you
soon as
always
we sell
rotate.
it.
What
We
are
have
some
over
other seasonal flavors? Like, do you have any kind of like a taco ice cream? Or?
We don't have a taco ice cream, but
turkey.
Yeah, for Cinco de Mayo?
we have durian ice cream, and we all know what that is, right?
yeah.
It's the king of fruits. It's very strong, pungent.
Yeah.
So we have that available now in
Wait,
store.
can I tell everybody, Nikki, people that don't know, the durian fruit is so offensive when you open it up
Yes, ma'am.
that in Malaysia, if you live in an apartment
banned.
complex, it is banned. You will be evicted
So
if you open a durian fruit in your
It has a
apartment.
horrible odor.
Nikki, can I ask you, are
horrible
you
odor.
trying to not have business? If this is Shark Tank,
Because
I'd be
the
like,
durian frozen is very good. I've had frozen durian. It's good. It's like custard. It
It's
is
a
good.
custard. And
so I would have durian
It's a specialty.
ice cream.
We make durian. We have it available now in store. It's fresh durian that we have. It's not like anything like powder or anything. We use always fresh ingredients.
But what are some of the more traditional ice cream flavors that people would just be
Like,
like,
I'm
wow,
trying
this
this
is amazing?
Biscoff Oreo banana pudding, which is delicious.
Can we
So
try that
our
now?
Biscoff banana pudding, because everybody loves banana pudding, right? But Red Circle, we've always got to kick it up a notch, right?
Wow,
And
you're
so we
liking
threw
that.
in some Biscoff, which
That was
is
good.
cookie butter, and then we got some Oreos, everyone's favorite,
you just
right?
went from the worst thing I
best.
ever
To the
ate in my
best.
life to the best.
Well,
Nothing beats like homemade ice cream.
and it's such a blessing that you guys love that flavor now, right? But we got another flavor, a really special flavor, true to my heart, is Mattress Mac Peaches. And so
Why is it named after him?
we got Mattress Mac. We did a collaboration with him a few years ago. We love him. He does a lot of philanthropic work. And so he's been a big mentor to us. He loves our churros. And so he was like, okay, let's do a collab and we'll donate everything to charity for the Houston Food Bank.
That's awesome.
And so
nice.
for the Mattress Mac Peaches, really,
is
really sweet
incredible,
story.
Nikki.
When he was a boy, his mama used to make him peaches ice cream. So he said, Nikki, out of all the flavors, I need you to make me a peaches flavor. And he loves
That's really good,
this
too.
flavor.
And you know, we
Chunks of
always love to
peaches in
support
there.
the Houston Food
Incredible.
Bank. We really
Yes.
love to support the Houston Food Bank. So,
So you
somebody
notice all of
orders
our ice
this
cream
one,
is super creamy, right?
It's very good.
It's full butter fat, and it's an
man.
So
indulgent
this is
treat.
not what you would call a healthy ice cream.
Well,
this
it's
is
healthy.
just
And
there's real
indulgent.
peaches
It's
up in there.
indulgent. Yep. Real peaches.
Millions of peaches.
Peaches for me.
Well, that's,
Thank you.
Okay, if you're just tuning in to Try It Tuesday here on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric, we've got Nikki here from Red Circle Ice Cream in Chinatown at Ranchester and Bel Air.
Woohoo!
And she's got the fire. She's feisty. She's fun. And she's got really fun flavors of ice cream. It is crawfish season. I thought it'd be like a vanilla hybrid with some Tony Chachere's spices and cayenne.
Nope.
and
No,
whatever.
ma'am.
It's just pure
This is a
crawfish.
straight up crawfish boil that's been frozen.
Liquefied and
Can you
frozen.
buy that in like a gallon if somebody came by? And
We
went
sell
have
it
a
as
party?
the pints. Yes.
pints, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
with
wow.
the pints.
So what my brain can't connect here, Nikki, about the crawfish ice cream is how this became an ice cream, because the crawfish boil is a watery broth, right? There's no cream to that. And you said you didn't use like a vanilla base. So what am I eating? Just like
what is the
frozen
base?
butter?
The base is butter. It's butter and
So this is
garlic and
frozen butter
spices.
with
that-
butter
it's
base.
not frozen. It's creamy.
Well, creamed butter.
Creamy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's
and
straight
that's
up
it.
butter. There's
and
no
that's
dairy. There's
There's
no
dairy.
milk.
There's dairy in
I mean,
there. It's
dairy and butter,
Dairy
but
and
there's not,
butter.
like, extra
That's
cream.
the best. No.
Well,
It's
hang on a
dairy and
second.
butter.
Hang on a second. Let's
Wow.
ask the Louisiana kid.
Ahmad,
on.
what did you think of it?
Ahmad.
You know I loved it.
Stop talking.
Really?
It was good. It's like it tastes like a crawfish boil mixed with ice cream. And you know sometimes it's
It
kind of
works,
hot.
right, Ahmad?
Yeah, it's hot at a crawfish boil, and you still want to eat crawfish. Just take a little crawfish ice cream. Nobody agrees.
Nope.
And you know what? Rula's going in for our second bite, guys. So there you go. Okay. So she's. And her
peaches.
Oh, her
Peaches.
peaches.
Yeah, don't touch that.
I don't think she's going back for the crawfish.
But everybody's got to come and try it, because we live in the South. Everybody loves crawfish.
I
It's
know
not for
crawfish,
everybody.
y'all.
It's fun.
Right.
to
But the
try.
people that have tried it, they don't hate it. They are like, we make it
I do.
every season for
I
a
love it.
reason.
You got to
I
figure
know, I
if
love
you're
it so
ordering
much.
it, you have to be a crawfish fan to begin with.
Well, or maybe it's like you're new to Houston, or there's so many places
Fun to
around
try
Houston you
something
can go
different to do and try.
And
Yeah.
it is a total experience when you're in line and the next person's standing behind you and you're like, should I try it or not? Should I be adventurous or not? And you're talking to your neighbor and your neighbor's like, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. You know?
pressure.
Peer
How much does
pressure.
this cost, Nikki? If I wanted to get this
For
cup
like
of
scoop of
crawfish
ice cream, it's like less than $5, and we
Okay.
even have a
That's a big-
value meal
that's a big-
right
That's
now.
not a scoop.
what's
That's
your
a
value
big
meal?
bowl.
Our value meal is $6. It's a scoop of ice cream and our freshly made churros. You can't beat a value meal right now. We know everybody's price conscious right now, so
Right,
we've offered
right.
our value meals right now for everybody that just wants to come out and get a little single scoop of ice cream and taste our wonderful made churros.
These are big scoops, like
Yummy.
Ryan said, though. These aren't just
that's
like.
not like
That's
a
a big
scoop. That's a
scoop.
bowl.
And what about the
Yeah.
coffee? You have Vietnamese coffee. What's Kevin drinking? What are you
We
drinking,
have
Kev?
Vietnamese coffee, and this is robust and creamy. And we have that for you after the program as well. But man, this coffee right here will wake you up. It'll punch you right in the face because it's Vietnamese coffee. Yeah. So you notice all of our flavors are really intense.
How many flavors do you think you have?
We have over 150 flavors right now that we rotate. We rotate over 150 flavors.
Wow. You need to make that a commercial. You need to do spots and
forget
this coffee will punch you in the face.
Churros. It's Nikki, guys. She is here from Red Circle Ice Cream at Ranchester and Bel Air in Chinatown.
Thank you for popping in this morning.
You know, we're at 6838 Ranchester. We're just only about 2 miles down from the radio station, so come and visit us. We'd love to see you guys and be adventurous. Try our crawfish ice cream. It's only available seasonally.
And what's your Instagram?
Our Instagram is at Red Circle Ice Cream.
At Red Circle Ice Cream.
That's easy.
Thank you
so much.
And if you need a 101 on crawfish, I'm going to throw out my Instagram because I did this on Friday organically. You know how, Nikki, how good it smells when you smell boiling crawfish? I was at the grocery store. I got suckered into buying some. So I did a whole at Radio Roula Instagram live on the Crawfish 101 of how you... but I put gloves on, y'all. I could not, with my manicure, having all those spices on my fingers.
Did you put hot sauce on your ice cream?
No, but I should have. I would have tried that. I should have tried that.
We've got hot sauce in the fridge.
I do.
We can try it off the air.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that. Nikki, thank you so much for waking up this morning.
Thank you guys for having me. Go Cougs!
Go Cougs! Let's go!
Thanks, H-Town!
All right. Oh, my gosh. Okay, coming up next, it's True Crime Tuesday. Try It Tuesday, True Crime Tuesday. Everything's about Tuesdays.
This is where you can add to the conversation at 833-390-KRBE. That's 833-390-5723 if you've been a part of a crime. Maybe you committed the crime. You witnessed the crime.
Maybe you dated a serial killer. We've had that before.
Or you lived right next door to one and you didn't even know it.
You survived it. You realized, oh, my God, that guy was my neighbor for 10 years.
Yeah, we want to hear from you right now. 833-390-KRBE.
That's next on The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
From the Bell Furniture Unbeatable Prices Traffic Desk, West Park Tollway eastbound between Barker, Cypress, and Dairy.
True Crime Tuesday in the most menacing voice you can come up with.
Sinister music.
True Crime Tuesday, everybody.
That's right. I witnessed me a killing.
This is usually what the person in the interview.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so here's what we know. That there are a lot of people listening to this show that are somehow connected to a crime. Now, the question is, will they call in and tell us about it? We don't know what to expect, but we do have calls sitting by 833-390-KRBE. Roxanne is up first. This is the killing spree call.
Oh, okay. What? The neighbor was a killer.
Roxanne, what's the story? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, my God. I'm fangirling right now. Sorry.
No, that's okay. How long ago was this? How long ago was this?
What did she just say? You just ran over whatever she was trying to. She was trying to give us props, man. And we want to hear the props. She's fangirling. What else did you say, Roxanne?
On this show, we need to do a new thing. We need to let things breathe.
Like fine wine.
It's really annoying the hell out of me the last couple of weeks. We're not letting things breathe. All of us. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it.
Yes, we are.
Let's all take a deep breath. Go ahead. Let you be the star.
You're fangirling because we're amazing. And go on.
Yes. And I listen to you every morning.
Thank you.
And I've been wanting to call for True Crime because I love True Crime. I listen to it when I get up in the morning and do my makeup and everything. And I was like, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to call in and let them know what we're not involved, but we know of the people. It was in Alvin. Well, the crime didn't take place in Alvin. I'm from Alvin, and they were our neighbors in Alvin. This occurred like around 2015, more or less. And I don't the neighbor. He was always like a little cuckoo. Like my dad, he was like, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. My dad was just like he knew he was like he's not smart. And they just took off from Alvin and went to North Carolina. And my dad's like, hey, our neighbors on the news. And I was like, what happened? He was like, they killed some old people. Like they just killed them. They stole from them.
In North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina, or did they kill him in Alvin? They killed him.
No, they killed him in North Carolina. We're from Alvin, and they were our neighbors in Alvin, and they just took they just took off. Well, I think he took one of his sons, and he was part of it. The son was part of the killing also, and the dad, he ended up committing suicide before it all went to trial and everything, and just let the son pretty much to drive by himself. And
Roxanne, how many people did they kill in North Carolina? How many people?
From what my understanding was just the elderly couple, or they started with the elderly couple, and they just stole from them. like their vehicle and
so
stuff like that. Like
it was an armed robbery, so they killed people to
Now,
steal.
do you know the name of the people by any chance?
Of the killer.
We can look it up.
Campbell, Ed Campbell,
Ed
and
Campbell.
his son. Let me see. I can't remember his son's name.
Earl?
Earl
Oh,
Yeah.
huge
a football
hero.
player.
For football hero.
It happened like in 2015. Like they, what you call it? Yeah, they just left over there.
Neighbors recall Alvin father and his son after arrest.
Ugh.
And it was Edward Campbell and his 21-year-old son, Alexander Campbell, broke into a house of a retired 73-year-old volunteer firefighter and his 62-year-old nurse after setting the house on fire.
Oh,
he kidnapped the couple and stole their truck.
Good grief.
Yeah.
But then he murdered them?
He killed them, and then he killed himself, waiting for
He killed
trial. But
himself
what
in
about the
jail.
son? Did the son get life in prison, or what did he get?
I'm not sure. My dad was like, you know what? Because my dad's real. He's scared of Santa Claus and clowns, and he had to fly over to North Carolina, and he was like, I'm not like. He's like, what am I gonna do? I was like, well, you got to tell the truth. You got to, he was subpoenaed to go and defend the son. Yeah, like to talk on his behalf. Like like they're pretty much like pressured to do things by the dad. Like if he did it, he didn't do it on his willingly. He did it because his dad pretty much forced him because that's how they grew up.
Wow.
Okay,
so, like my dad was trying to he had to be subpoenaed and he had to fly all the way out to
just
North
to
Carolina.
be a character witness.
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow. Well, Roxanne, that's
And I'd
definitely a
probably
true crime story.
I'd probably want to
So.
do it. I'd be too scared if I didn't go do the character witness.
Yeah,
Because then
they
they'd
come
be
after
let
you.
go.
Yeah, or his family.
So listen to this. They not only killed this retired couple, and they did it on New Year's Day in Oxford, North Carolina. They set fire to that house, and then they took the two corpses into their pickup truck and drove away. Jeez. A few hours later, and about 200 miles away, police in West Virginia reported pulling over a stolen SUV driven by him. Shortly after that, police say Edward Campbell drove up to the traffic stop scene in a truck and opened fire on the police. This guy was dangerous.
Lord. Okay. Wow, Roxanne. Those
and they
are
were just neighbors in Elva, just waving to each other. Think about that.
Hey, man.
What's
you
up?
get the HOA letter? I know. Blades of grass for too long again.
Go Texans. All right, man. See you later, buddy.
Let's go. Okay, True Crime Tuesday. Jasmine is up next at 833-390-KRBE. Hello, Jasmine. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm like super nervous.
Don't be
It's
nervous.
just
It's
us.
okay. Why are you nervous? It's just
Yes.
us. We're just hanging out.
I know.
It's not like we're having
Okay.
lunch. We're sitting in a booth together, side by side.
And some crawfish ice cream.
What's your True Crime Tuesday story?
I used to work at a pawn shop when I was maybe 20 years old, and I was helping this guy. He brought in a bunch of tools, and as I open up his account, it says call the U.S. Marshal. So I get my manager and I'm like, hey, look at this. And he's like, all right, I got you. So we stalled this guy for maybe about 45 minutes.
Wow.
And then next thing you know the doors flew open. 10 HPD cops running with their firearms. And they're pointing it at him, telling him to get on the ground, get on the ground, get on the ground. And come to find out, this man has been wanted for a long time. He's been going back in the neighborhoods, breaking into houses. He was breaking into garages, just stealing tools. And then finally, out of nowhere, these people just come and they grab him and they arrest him. And then they pull me to the side. They're like, were you helping him? And I yes, I was.
I think they helping him.
No, you're waiting on him.
You're arrested too.
Helping the
Help
crime.
and steal them tools.
Yeah, and then they pull me to the side. They're like, were you trying to how did this happen? And I give him the whole thing. He was like, all right, well, there might be a reward for this. And I was like, oh, really? That'd be great,
Oh, yeah.
Not gonna say no.
Was there one or no?
Right. No, well, because this sucks because I was since I was on company time, that was technically my job. And right,
Oh, you didn't find him on the street and call. You were working somewhere where they found him.
The company took the reward.
Yeah.
Did someone get a reward? Did the company get it?
No, not that I know of. They never told me anything.
Well, of course they're not going to tell you.
But why should you should be able to get the reward? Doesn't matter. If we're working here and I saw the guy walked in.
We
interviewed him and we found out this guy was a murderer. Someone called, Eric, I think the guy you had in the studio is a killer. We call the cops, they arrest him. We don't get the money because we're working? I guess that doesn't make sense.
How long ago was that, Jasmine? How long ago was that?
That was probably about like 9 years ago.
Wow.
How'd you keep him busy?
Yeah, for the 45 minutes you had to stall him out till the U.S. Marshals got there. What did y'all do?
So, like, me and my manager were working together. We were just, like, he was, like, testing out the tools, and then he was like, oh, I don't know, like, we got to look this up to see how much it is. And, like, we were just, he was getting very upset. He was like, how much longer is this going to take? And we're like, well, we're doing our best. You brought in, like, 20 tools, so, like, you know, you can't rush us. And
you should say, haven't you ever seen Pawn Stars? It takes like 4 hours to figure that out.
Oh, we need a price check on one.
But it's kind of shocking, though, Jasmine, that you called the cops and it took 45 minutes for the marshals and the cops to come busting in. You'd think that maybe they would have been there within like 10, at least some cops.
Did they tell you?
I was thinking.
They didn't tell you, like, hey, 10 more minutes. Give us 10 more minutes. It was just, you just had to keep going.
No, my manager. So I had the guy, and then my manager was in the back, and I was like, hold on, let me ask my manager if we're gonna take this tool real quick. So I go to the back. I'm like, hey, look at this, and then he's like, all right, I got you. So I go back up to the front to stall him. My manager was like, he called the cops, or he called the U.S. Marshal and told him that he was there, and then then he came out and started helping me. So I was already stalling him for like a good 15 minutes, and then he came back out. And then he was like there with me for like a good 30 minutes, and then finally everybody just rushed in. There was a lot of them.
Well, who was the person that ordered you to stall and drag this out? Who was the person that told you that?
I started stalling first, and then my manager was like, keep stalling him. I'm like, all right. And then I kept stalling him, and then my manager came out to stall him with me.
Because that's not really your job either. Jeez. I mean, they're putting you in jeopardy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but as a good citizen, guys, that's your citizen's duty. Like, there's a U.S. Marshal wanted person.
If my boss says, hey, there's a killer out there, I need you to stall him.
A lot of places, you get fired nowadays.
That's not my job.
If you stop a shoplifter, you get fired.
Yeah, they don't let you. Walmart doesn't let you.
Hold on a second. Am I hearing you right? You're faulting her for stalling the guy who was wanted by
No, I'm not faulting her. I'm saying whoever ordered her to do that is putting her life in jeopardy.
For 45 minutes.
She does not need to be put in that situation.
Well, she didn't ask for it. Neither did her manager. This guy just walked in. This is what they found out. If it was in their database, they'd call the U.S. Marshals.
I'm just saying, give her the reward.
But your employer shouldn't order you to go ahead and stall a deadly criminal.
I mean, Ryan, I think it's a weird slippery slope here, what we're talking about. If the computer says call the U.S. Marshals.
I don't think he was deadly. I think he was just robbing people.
He was robbing people, and they were stopping a guy who they'd been looking for a long time.
Well, what if he just all of a sudden picked up that tool and started beating her with it?
Yeah. You're putting her in a very unsafe situation.
Well, he also is putting himself in they're all in an unsafe situation.
Why is he using his real name? To sell tools.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, here's why. When you go to a pawn shop, because she love a pawn shop. When you go to a pawn shop, you have to give them your ID. They will generally hold that item for a month to make sure it's not reported stolen, and they can connect your ID to that item.
Okay.
So anytime you go to a pawn shop, make sure you have your ID with you if you want to sell something there. To buy it, you don't have to have your ID.
They can make a fake ID, or they have to back.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, the technology
IDs are so
right. Technology is a lot better now for scanning the IDs and keeping up a system like that.
Well, look what we learned today. We have more True Crime Tuesday calls. We're going to continue with your calls. I want Jasmine, we just finished with you. Thank you so much for calling our show. I'm glad you're safe and you got the U.S. Marshals on that guy. Gigi dated a killer. She didn't know. And then Sarah, this whole thing is the old best friend's mom killed the grandma, like all kinds of crazy connections in True Crime Tuesday. Coming up next on The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Show with Eric.
We are continuing True Crime Tuesday at 833-390-KRBE. If you're on hold, hang on. I'm going to try and get to your story. I have 3 people standing by. I want all 3 stories to make it.
Got a lot of crimes.
Gigi, you're up first. Tell us about this baby mama connection of a killer. What's your story? Gigi?
Yes. Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. So, yes, I actually dated somebody that ended up killing his wife, and he was pretty much living a double life. I didn't know that he was going to trial for murder. So we dated for 2.5 years.
Wait, stop.
God. Wait.
Rewind it. So you're dating the guy, and he already murdered his wife.
Yes.
And you knew of this?
For my... No,
she
I didn't know. I knew the wife was deceased, but he told me that she was involved in an accident.
Oh.
Oh my God! And so
Oh.
when you were dating him, he was awaiting his trial, but had never told you that in the 2.5 years y'all were dating that he was awaiting murder trial.
Yes, he never told me that he was awaiting murder trial.
Okay, so as far as the case is concerned, how did he allegedly kill this person?
He stabbed her to death, I do believe 17 times.
Oh, my God.
17!
Okay, and he did not have an ankle monitor.
He did have an ankle monitor at that time. He was also beating an assault case. So at the time, I was a little bit naive. I didn't really look too much into it. And whenever I would mention his wife, he would act like he would get all sad and didn't want to talk about it. Like, he was just, like, acting like I guess he was mourning his wife.
But what reason did he give you for wearing the ankle monitor?
Because assault.
You just said.
And that didn't scare you?
Well, that's what she said. She said she was being naive and she didn't dive deep.
Right.
Okay, so when
Got
did you
through that.
find out, Gigi, that he actually is wanted for the murder of his wife and going to trial? When did you find that out?
So COVID happened. COVID ended up shutting down on my birthday. My birthday's St. Patrick's.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit after that, we end up going to court. He wakes me up. At the time, I'm 6 months pregnant.
With his baby.
So I'm pregnant at this time, yes, with his baby.
Oh, my God.
This is just getting worse.
Oh my God, you are having a murderer's baby. You didn't even know it. Okay, so
Maybe
he
he's not a
wakes
murderer
you
yet. Do
up.
we know yet?
He wakes you up. It's COVID time. You're 6 months along. And what does he tell you?
He's like, I need you to go to court with me because I think I'm going to go to trial. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yes, hurry up. You need to make it there before 8 o'clock.
What?
Oh.
So I hurry up. I get to court. I'm standing there. I knew something was wrong. At the moment I got into court, I just felt a set of eyes on me.
Yeah.
And
This is crazy.
so I felt a set of eyes on me.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just like feeling some tension, and his lawyer's like looking at me too, like, are you okay? Like, I guess kind of confused, like, why did you bring her here? Wasn't really sure. So I was just getting like a lot of mixed vibes. Well, holding below, it's his turn to go up. The judge started naming all of his crimes.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
What did you do? Did you just feel
faint?
sick to your stomach?
I feel like my face
I
is
was
getting
very
white.
sick.
Yeah.
I was very sick to my stomach. I actually walked out of the courtroom.
Yeah. Change your address and phone number.
Yep.
So you walk out of the
No,
courtroom,
so
and then what
this
did you
is
do?
So this is the crazy thing. So then the people that were staring at me was actually the young lady's parents.
Oh, God. The
I'm
victim's
sure.
mom and
Yeah,
dad.
because they go there to make sure, like.
And they got to be
of
thinking the worst of you because they're like, why
you
would
had
she
no idea.
stand by a
Yes.
murderer who let
Yes,
him
killed her.
impregnate
Yes.
her?
Baby, yeah.
So then what happens
with
in the end?
that-
Is he in jail now, or what happened to this guy?
Yes, he's in jail. But I was stuck with him during COVID. I didn't get away from him until 2021. Because he was on that ankle monitor, they would not let me change his address.
Did he tell you?
I was pretty much stuck with him.
Did he
Oh, my
tell you,
God.
like, did he admit to you that he did do it?
He would never talk to me about it. It got so bad when he finally moved out and left the house on his own. Our relationship just got really ugly, and he just started threatening me, telling me that he was going to put me in the ground like his baby mama.
Oh, my God. So he's making death threats.
How do you?
Then
Yes.
did you have to get like a restraining order? Call
Yeah.
the cops?
I got a lifetime protection order against him.
Okay.
Thank
So
God.
Is
what do
he
you
in
do with
jail?
your child then in the future? Like, do you talk to a therapist? Like, how to? Because this is something you got.
Holy-
to
Your
I
dad was
haven't
a
talked
murderer.
to nobody. I haven't talked to nobody about it. My daughter, she's 4, fixing to be 5, and I think about that every day.
Talk to somebody.
How do you? Yes, like how do you break that down to a child and let her know that what happened? And that's not the crazy thing. After he left me, he ended up getting married and having more children.
Oh, my God.
And
Why is he not in
so
jail?
he hasn't. Well, he did get sentenced to jail. He ended up leaving me, thank God, got with another woman. She actually married him. She actually married him even after she knew what was going on, because I let it be known to her, because I said, nobody let me know. I'm letting you know what he has on his record.
Yeah.
And he ended up having a baby with her. And I won't be surprised if they end up on an episode of Life After Lockup.
No, hold on. What did he get? I need to know what
like-
he get. I'm missing a piece, Gigi. What did he get? He was convicted of the murder of
jail
his
for life?
first wife. What did he serve? What did he get?
What is he serving?
They granted him 40 years.
So he got 40 years in prison right now.
Okay. How old is he right now?
I do believe he's like maybe 36.
Okay, so the marriage and the new babies happened while he's in lockup. Is that correct? He met some woman in lockup?
No, before
he got
the marriage and the babies happened while he's going through trial.
Oh my!
How did you
Trial. He's not in jail yet.
So he's got this ankle monitor and he's hooking up with all
No,
these women.
he's in jail now.
Now
He finally is in prison.
now.
But I mean, before that, to find these women, find her after he.
Yeah, but you could lie about your ankle monitor for so many different
'cause
things.
he lied to her.
You could say that you got like X amount of
But that-
DUIs or something.
But yeah,
and that's
the
why
You
woman
go to
you're
that-
dinner though. You can't like they just have to. That's wild.
But y'all don't forget. Wow. Gigi told the other woman, nobody told me. You didn't know who this man is. He murdered his wife, and she still said, "Yeah, let me sign up for that. Let's have babies. I can get married."
No, we have a bunch more we'll have to say for next
Oh
week.
my God,
my
no,
gosh, I know.
JoJo.
You wanted to get through 3.
Yeah.
and now
JoJo left.
just-
JoJo, Kevin, 5
It was
year
a very
plan.
interesting. It was
Can we
pretty
get to it?
short.
Let's get to it real quick. We have time. We
Okay,
just want to do news.
JoJo.
No news.
Tell
Yeah.
her to just
True Crime Tuesday on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. We got to keep it up because JoJo has a story about somebody who planned a murder for 5 years.
Yes, and was it your grandmother?
Yes, it was my grandmother.
All right, so tell us about your grandmother's husband who was a pastor. Go ahead.
So this happened in 2010. I was around 15 years old, and my grandmother's husband, he was a preacher. He had been a preacher my entire life. So the whole 15 years of my life, he had been a preacher. We had been the first family of the church and everything. So when everything came out, so basically he hired his son. And mind you, his son had been living in the household with the rest of my uncles and my grandmother since he was a little kid. And at this point, he was maybe 20, in his mid-20s.
Okay.
So the husband hired his own son to kill my grandmother, and he acted like he didn't. He basically, it was a shock to him. He told everybody he didn't know anything about it. He didn't kill his wife. He didn't anything. At some point, they ended up capturing the son, and then he confessed to everything. He confessed that they had been plotting to kill her for at least 5 years.
Why?
There was a mistress. There was a mistress and the thing is that my grandmother's husband, I thought he was my biological grandfather. I never met my biological grandfather until like around this time. So my entire 15 years of my life, I thought that he was my grandfather.
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
so it came out that he had been sleeping with someone else that lived on the street behind where they lived, and she helped them plot the murder. She picked up the son after the son shot and killed my grandmother. She came, picked him up, took him to her cousin's house to get cleaned up, and brought him back to the scene by the time the cops in the corner and everybody was there.
So are all three in jail then? Because she helped the son and the.
They're all accomplices.
Yes, all three are in prison. The lady, she only got 7 years for tampering with evidence. The son got life without parole, and the son got 25 years, and the husband got life without parole because he planned everything.
What was the motive? What was the motive, JoJo? For 5 years, he wanted his wife dead. Why?
Because he wanted to start a life with the new lady, and he wanted my grandmother's insurance money, which he never got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you can't get the insurance if you murder them.
That's the first thing they look as soon as.
Right. And it
like
was so crazy because during the trial, he had family photos with him, his son, and the lady and her kids. They had taken family photos. They had got engaged, everything, and my grandmother knew nothing. Nobody knew anything. Like the week prior to her getting killed, I was just over there at their house, and you could tell nothing. It was so normal.
Crazy. Did the woman that was having the affair with the pastor that you thought was your biological grandfather, did she know he murdered her his wife for her? Did she know that?
She was part of the plot.
Yeah, she's the plan.
She knew she was part of the plan.
How about your?
They all planned it together.
What about your mom or dad? Was it your mom's mom, or
it was my dad? It was my dad's mom.
How's he doing with it? Or is he around? Or is he passed away? Or is he alive?
My dad he's still around, and it took a huge toll on everybody because my grandmother was the glue that kept everybody together.
I'm so sorry.
And even in the neighborhood, like in our entire neighborhood and family, friends, she knew a lot of, even the people in the police department that did the investigation, they even knew her. So they guys, the funeral. So they didn't get called until after the funeral. So the husband and the son did not come. They came once the casket was closed and the funeral was starting. Then they came in. They were extremely late. And the pastor came, the husband, he came and he got in the pulpit. He preached at the funeral. He cried at the funeral. He did everything at the funeral. But like 5 minutes before the funeral was over, him and his son got up and left before because there was a lot of angry people there because everybody knew that the husband had something to do with it, but we could not prove it. So even the detectives, during the funeral service when they asked if anybody had anything to say, the detectives came to the funeral and they came and because they knew her. So they said whatever they had to say about her, really nice things, and then they said, "We will find whoever did this." And they turned around and they looked at the husband.
Oh, wow.
And literally, I would say maybe shortly after the funeral is when the son had told somebody else. So they called the tip in, and they picked up the son at a Walgreens somewhere, and then they brought him in. And he confessed it. Guys, y'all can watch. It's a Snapped episode about it.
There is?
There's a, yes.
What episode?
It's a Tyrone Palmer, Tyrone Palmer story.
Okay.
And they tell that the Snapped episode is very detailed. They made a movie about it. There's so many.
Somebody texted, I saw JoJo's case on TV. Where would they have seen it on TV?
So was it ID channel? Is that true?
There's a bunch of different networks that made episodes or shows or something about it. You can find it.
And this happened in 2010, JoJo? In 2010?
This was in 2010, yes.
Well, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry for the loss of your grandmother. That is a crazy story. That is a crazy story.
Thank you for sharing.
It took a huge toll on everybody for years. Even now, it's 2025, and sometimes me and my family still have a difficult time even accepting it or trying to understand what really. Because they got married the year I was born. I was born in 95. They got married that same year. So.
And the person who actually killed her was the person who was raised in the house with her like a kid.
It's like, you don't want to be with her, just leave her.
Oh, my God.
This was somebody I considered my uncle. Like, I didn't find out that this man was not my real grandfather and this guy here was not my real uncle until I was older.
I'm sorry.
So I considered these people my family. Everybody considered them family because they had been around for years.
Mm-hmm. Just to think that a family member would do that.
Yep. A lot of people are saying they've seen JoJo's story, that Snapped episode. Wow, JoJo, thank you so much for sharing that story with us. I'm so sorry. Just one more thing. I need to know your grandmother's name because what happens is you lose the victim's name, and she deserves to be known.
Yeah, what was her name?
And be recognized. What was your grandmother's name?
Her name was Paulette Burleson, but her original last name is Ross. So Paulette Ross Burleson.
Well,
Paulette Ross
God
Burleson.
bless your family, and may her memory be eternal in the good times you remember of Miss Paulette Ross Burleson. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
JoJo. Wow. Gosh. Y'all brought it today.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would say so.
Yeah,
I could not get to the third call because Gigi and JoJo win.
That people have to endure in this life.
Irvin takes a lot of these and cuts them up and puts them on social media. So the last one got like 300,000 views in like 2 days.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
showing
crazy.
up 6 months pregnant to your boyfriend's trial.
Wow.
And then you don't know it's because he murdered his wife right before you.
Someone said it's on Snapped, season 9, episode 6.
Snap.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for that, guys. If you want to share something on the listener line, that's open too. 713-278-VENT. If you missed what happened on Revenge today, it was about a bad boss named Jason. Trina came to us for her revenge story, and you'll hear it next on KRBE.